What's up, tribe? How you guys doing? Go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and I hope you like this video. This is going to be your review of Chasing Dallas Season 4, Episode 5. So we are here. Look, we are still at the brunch. Looks like they got everybody to calm down. You know, DeAndre calmed down, and Sean and them calmed down, and, you know, Astro calmed down. And Lon said, listen, maybe we can play some games, okay? I done put together some games. Let's go ahead and play the games, and let's have a good time, damn it. And so that's what they did. They played the games. They looked like they had a little fun. They played a couple of, minute to win it games. They're real cute or whatever. And they looked like they were having a good time. So there's that. The next thing we see is, we see a message from production saying that after this scene, DeAndre refused to do any more green screens. So we will probably see DeAndre throughout the season, because whatever they have is whatever they already have. But I guess DeAndre quit the show and he didn't want to do any more green screens, which is a shame, because even though I think a lot of us feel how we feel about DeAndre, we feel like he is the agent of chaos and that he created a lot of this drama. I think that as the season continues to go on, maybe, green screens give us clarity and give us understanding. Most reality shows have a green screen moment, and that gives us that this is what was happening, this is what I was thinking, this is why I did what I did. And so I think that now what you've done is you've eliminated your voice from the conversation. And that's fine. From my understanding, he feels like the editing is one-sided. He is upset that the editing makes it look like he set up Dior to be jumped, and that's just not what happened. But what I am going to say is this, and when we get to the end of this episode, I'll go deeper into it. But DeAndre, you do it to yourself. But we'll get there. So then we see Astro meeting up with a couple his homie and a friend. He's planning an event, the Astro Takeover. He said, coming from Greensboro, North Carolina, there's a huge artsy vibe, and so he wants to kind of bring that into Dallas. So he's looking for a venue. He wants to host artists of all different types, and they're going to be performances and things like that. Now listen, I lived in Greensboro for 6 years. I need to know what you're talking about. Now it's been a long time. It's been a long time since I lived in Greensboro, and I know that people change, things change, and things evolve. But I just need you to tell me where this artsy area is in Greensboro so I can visit it the next time I'm down there, because it wasn't there when I was living there. And again, it might have been there. Maybe I wasn't tapped in. That's it. Maybe I just wasn't tapped in. Maybe I was too busy getting a degree. I don't know. And dating, and 2 to 6, and then 4 to 6, and then y'all know what a 4 to 6 is? Y'all don't know what a 4 to 6 is. was it 2 to 6? 4 to 6. It was 2 to 6. 2 to 6. 2 to 6 was the after party. The parties were usually over around midnight. 2 to 6 was the after party, child. You go past Sunoco, you get them big ass potato wedges, and you get you some of them some wingettes, because back then in Greensboro, stuff won't open all night. Y'all know I'm old. Stuff wasn't open like that. So you had to go past the Sunoco gas station and get you some big ass potato wedges. That was you had to get something to drink because it was just anyway, this is not about me. So it looked like it's a nice venue. He's happy about it. Looked like it's gonna be a nice little area to set everything up. Okay, so we have that. I wrote in my notes community, because, it's funny because Markel said something about it, but I had put it in my notes before Markel said it. Astro has a way of saying C words where it's like, he says community, and it was another word that he said that started with a C, and he did the same thing. And I was like, okay, that's just how he talks. But instead of community, he was like community. And I don't know what a community is. In context, I knew what he was talking about, but it's okay, Astro, I like you, boo. We have a very touching moment with Trey Howard and his situation with his father. So Trey Howard has never really had a relationship with his father, and so he's trying to reach out to his father to once again try to build a relationship. He said that visiting his boyfriend's home, when he went to go visit and seeing his boyfriend's relationship with his father and seeing some of his other friends, it made him really want to reach out and try to build a relationship with his dad again. But he feels like his father really isn't interested. He said the first thing his father asked him was, can you do hair? And I guess the insinuation is you're gay, so do you do hair? Because of course, you know, that's the stereotype. So you know, Trey is like, what the hell does that even mean? Like, the first thing out your mouth is, can you do my hair, or do you know how to do hair? Then he said he was trying to set up a time to meet up with his dad, and his dad was like, well, you know, I have other kids, and I'm a family man, I'm married, I got other responsibilities. Now, I don't know in what context this was said. I don't know if that was a part of a conversation where maybe Trey wanted to meet up with him at a time that wasn't convenient, and he was like, hey, I have other responsibilities, I want to meet with you, but this isn't a good time, right? I don't know. I don't know. But Trey got upset and he posted it on Facebook. Now, I'm going to say this. Trey has every right to be hurt. Trey has every right to be hurt. I cannot imagine. He said that he saw his father work when he was working at a grocery store when he was in his teens, like late teens, high school age, I guess, because Trey ain't that old. And his father didn't even recognize him. His father came up to him and asked him where the sugar was or something. I cannot imagine my father walking up to me and not even recognizing me and then asking me for something like that. I can't imagine. So I am not trivializing Trey's experience in any way, shape, or form at all. I'm just trying to understand the full context of the situation. So Trey posts on Facebook. Now, Trey, you did that because you wanted him to see it. Because let's be clear, y'all don't use Facebook no more. Listen, I teach churn. They don't use Facebook. They laugh at us for using Facebook. You put it on Facebook because you wanted your father to see it, and you wanted him to know how he had hurt you. You wanted him to. And I'm not saying you were wrong for that. I'm just saying that's why you did it. We're going to call a thing a thing. So then Trey, the father calls him, and he's upset because he's like, basically, why you putting my business out there? And Trey was like, it's not your business, it's my business. Like, that was my Facebook page. That was my experience. That's about me, which I agree with. That's your experience. That's your page. You can express it however you want. That's what we do these days on social media. So we see Trey calling, I don't know if it was his sister or his mom, somebody who he was FaceTiming. I missed the caption when they said who she was, I guess. And he's telling her about the situation. And he's upset, as he should be. Because I feel like this isn't about this one situation. This is about the years and years and years built up of not having his father in his life. And him feeling like this is yet another obstacle where he's really not trying to have a relationship with me. Now, I'm going to say this. Trey, you probably should have waited until you had calmed down before you called him. Because the minute he answered the phone, you were on 20. You were on go. And again, you are entitled to your feelings. I don't want you to feel like I'm taking away your feelings or taking away. You are entitled 120% to how you feel. But what I also want to say is you probably should have waited until you were calm, because nothing productive was going to come out of that conversation. Because the minute he answered the phone, you were yelling, you were screaming, you were yelling, and he was like, "Hey, I told you I would meet with you. I don't know what are you doing? I told you I would meet with you. When do you want to meet? Where do you want to meet? I told you I'd meet with you, bro." Now, again, I would feel some kind of way if my father was calling me bro. Like, I understand it, but what I also understand, Trey, is doing things out of anger is never going to yield you the results you want. It's just not. So that the minute your father answered the phone, I knew that conversation was going nowhere fast, and that's exactly where it went. He ended up hanging up on you, which I cannot imagine how hurtful that was for you. But he ended up hanging up on you, and there really was no real resolution, and you were absolutely hurt by it. So my heart goes out to you, because again, I cannot imagine that. But later on in this episode, and I will get to that, there was a really good moment, and I felt it. Oh my God, I really felt it. This was a good wind down episode. It wasn't a whole lot of drama. There was a lot of real things going on, and I'm okay with that. Like, I feel like the first couple of episodes was high drama. I feel like we needed this. You know, we're gonna woo side out. Okay. So next we see Miss Kiki, and she is meeting up with some of her mentors in the Kiki ballroom scene. They're talking about, going to balls and some of their experiences. And Kiki is like, listen, I'm trying to achieve legendary status. Now, in the ballroom scene, and if I'm saying this out of order, y'all can politely correct me in the comments because I don't want to be wrong and certainly don't want to be disrespectful. But in the ballroom scene, and you know, Kiki is like an offshoot, like the younger crowd of ballroom. Your status first, okay. Kiki, come here, girl. Come here. Come here. Kiki, come here. Now, Kiki, I need to talk to you because we're gonna get you on our education platform. Matter of fact, after I finish this video, I think I'm gonna send you a text. A DM. But Kiki, listen. Now, I have that same Telfar bag. Okay, I have it. I have that same yellow Telfar bag. Girl, if you don't take that goddamn tag off that bag, why are you walking around with the damn tag still on your bag? What is wrong with you? We know it is a Telfar bag. You do not need to have the tag on it. Ma'am, what are you doing? That's the second time we've seen that bag. I could see if you had just taken it out the box, or the bag or whatever. Well, it would be box. I could see if you had just taken it out the box. Ma'am, you've had that bag. Why are you walking around with that bag with the tag on it? As a person who has purses on top of purses on top of purses, oh, that irritates my soul. What are you doing? All right, I'm done with that. But anyway, in the ballroom scene, you are ranked based on the amount of, it is a whole system of successful, wins in certain categories and, accolades and community work and things of that nature. And you could achieve, legendary status, iconic status. There are a couple of other titles that are escaping me right now. And so she said, listen, I've been doing this for 5 years and I feel like, she said, I'm looking at it like a college degree. Like I should be getting my degree by now. Like she said 4 years. She said, it's 4 years, I should be getting my degree. And so they were telling her, listen, you're doing the right thing, you're going to balls, but they said, you got to go to New York. Like, if you really want to conquer, or you really want people to take you seriously, you got to go to New York. And you got to conquer the New York scene. Like, that's what you got to do. And so, but they said, you in the right path, and then we got a chance to see her, vogue a little bit. We got to see her do her thing on the floor a little bit. Okay, girl. So then we see Dior. We have a crossover here. Okay, we have a crossover. Shout out to Wuda Lee. Shout out to the crew Dallas. Shout out. We have a crossover. We see Dior is getting ready to walk in Kendu's fashion show. Now, Kendu is a fashion designer out of Dallas, Texas, but he was also on the crew Dallas, which I also reviewed on my channel, which I ain't finished it, but I'm gonna finish it. We see Dior meeting up with his brother Highland Star, who is a rapper. He's had some features with Wale and with Lil Baby, Da Baby, one of them baby people. And he's there to support Dior, who's walking in the show. So we see Dior walking the show. I mean, it's not, again, this was a feel good episode. We see him with his brother. He talking about his brother's a player. He a hoe, and he like the women, and he be in and out, all about round and round, up and down with the women's. Dior walked the show. He looked good. He was giving it. He was doing it. I was here for it. I loved it. And that was that. Okay. So then we see who our special guest was this episode. Remember last week they gave us a little teaser about who's coming back. Who's coming back? Child, is Oliver. Oliver is coming back to get the girls together. Well, I shouldn't say girls. Get the guys together. Oliver said, listen, I have heard some things. Now, let's be clear. You ain't heard nothing they told you. You know what was going on. But he heard about the fight. He heard about what was going on with DeAndre. And he's not happy because DeAndre is his friend. So he rose up on DeAndre. He said, listen, I'm about to fight you. Like, I'm really about to fight you. Like, why are you down here acting a fool? And translation and Oliver talk, listen, I vouched for you. I'm part of the reason why you on this show. What you not going to do is get up here and act a damn fool, and then people be looking at me crazy and then questioning my judgment in the future. And Dario going to be like, oh, no, we can't cast nobody that you recommend, because the last time we brought a friend of yours on or recommended somebody, they acted a damn fool and was starting fights and stuff. So, yes, Oliver, you absolutely was supposed to get your happy ass on the plane and come down to Dallas and get your friend in check. Now, here's the thing that pisses me off. The DeAndre, first of all, DeAndre, your ass was lying through your teeth. When you were giving Oliver your version of the story, it was not the truth. And I can't stand that. Listen, I would much rather a person do some dog ass shit to me and stand in it there's somebody that's going to act like they don't know what I'm talking about and change up the narrative. Don't do that. Don't gaslight me. Don't make me think I'm crazy. I know what I know what happened, and I saw what I saw. He act like he don't understand why Kiki showed up the way he did. He didn't hit him first. Like, all of these things, I'm like, sir, it is on video. But I also can appreciate the subdued DeAndre that we saw in this scene with Oliver. Like, you weren't being extra. You weren't going over the top. You weren't doing too much. Y'all were just having a nice, calm conversation. And I really could appreciate that. And I really feel like there's a DeAndre that we didn't see. I honestly feel like there's a DeAndre that we did not see. And I really wish we had seen him. I really wish we had got a chance to see that DeAndre, because I honestly feel like you probably are a cool ass dude when you're not trying to be extra over the top and creating moments. I really think you probably, because I know Oliver. Now, I ain't saying me and Oliver are best friends, but I done hung out with him a time or two, and I don't think that Oliver would share his space with somebody that has been what you've been showing us. I just don't feel like he would. Especially and not call you one of his best friends. So I feel like there's another part of you that we're not seeing. And unfortunately, I feel like we're not going to see it. So Oliver says, listen, on my show, we went to the cabins, we did a mask off party. And I think that maybe that's what we need to do. And maybe we can get that together, right? So I'm going to try to bring the people together. Would you be willing to talk and be willing to open up, whatever. So then we get to Kiki, Astro, and Jet. I always want to say Jet Lee, and I know that's not that baby name. Jet Jeff. They're rehearsing, getting ready for their performance at Astro's situation. They're practicing their song. So first of all, I don't understand why y'all practicing a song that's got 3 people in it with 1 microphone. Are microphones expensive in Dallas? Y'all can't get enough. Y'all can't find one. At the very least, can we practice like we really got to? They talking about somewhere at the venue. We're gonna see if the DJ can bring at least one other microphone. I'm sorry, you need 3. It's 3 people performing. You need 3 microphones. Y'all can't go rent a microphone? Y'all can't buy a mic? Why y'all don't have 3 mics? So they on stage, they bumping into each other, they messing up their lyrics because they slow passing the mic back and forth. It's looking sloppy. Now what I can appreciate is Dior told them this is sloppy. This ain't a good look. This like the song is dope. I think the song is gonna work out, but y'all need to come up with something. And then Trey Howard is like, listen, I know each one of y'all are individuals, but we need y'all to have some cohesiveness on that night. It don't have to be matching. We ain't trying to do a Boyz II Men New Edition moment, but what you can do is all have the same color scheme or whatever, right? Jet is gonna give you he got the bodysuits or whatever. We know Astro is gonna have that torso out, honey, and Kiki's is gonna give you thug passion. All right, but y'all can at least be in the same color scheme or something. I feel like it was constructive criticism. I feel like it was done in a respectful way, and a way that wasn't rude or anything. But I just need y'all to find some mics. Dior, that is your department. You the manager. Manage a mic or 3. I understand. Then we saw my boy Lyndon James, who I absolutely adore, who is part of Roommate that with Carrie D. We see that he did a song with Kiki, which I really like. I'm gonna have to download that song because it's Lyndon. I like Kiki too, but I really, really like Lyndon. Lyndon, I think is beautiful. I think Lyndon is a beautiful guy. I think he's a sweetheart. I was actually supposed to interview Lyndon, and then we kind of got things that I'm gonna have to hit him up too and come back around. He had a project that came out. So moving on. So we get to the mask off party. And everybody shows up. Everybody is there. And basically it's a moment for everybody to share something that you don't know about them, right? Something that you don't know about them. Some people, it was stuff that was like, okay, that's cute. That's cool. But other people, it went really deep. Trey Howard went really deep because he chose to open up about his father and what he's going through with his father. And he actually walked out. He got very emotional. He actually walked out. And what I can appreciate is that Dior, who is his gay father, went after him Lon D went after him, and then I think eventually everybody was out there. And Dior told him, Dior said, listen, you have family. Like, I'm sorry that your dad isn't the dad you want him to be or need him to be, but you got me, you have family, and at this point in your life, family is who you choose, not necessarily who you were given. And we love you, and we got you. And it was a moment, and I was here for it. It was definitely a moment I was here for. Robert Ray got deep with us. He chose to share the fact that his daughter, who he had raised his whole life and thought was his biological daughter, he found out when she was 9 years old that she was not his biological daughter. And he got very emotional, and in his confessional, he actually shed tears because he was like, it hurt. You know, he said, but I chose to be a dad. I stepped up. I still went for full custody. I paid my child support. I did everything because by that time, she was mine. She was mine, regardless of everything else. She was my daughter. Which of course you gotta respect that. So much respect to Robert Ray. And a lot of the guys were like, that is so, respect. Because again, we're dealing in a community where a lot of these guys don't have their father. Lon D opened up about how he didn't have his father and how hurtful it was. He said, shoot, his father was in the church and treated him like trash. So he's like, that was hurtful. Sean opened up about the fact that he came from very humble beginnings. He talked about having to sleep on the floor, and that's why he's so determined and why he works so hard, because of where he came from. Like, just the things that he came from, where he came from. Then we get into the meat and potatoes of the situation, because other people share, but okay, Oliver shows up and he explains the situation, whatever, and we get into what happened with the altercation. Here's my problem, like I said before with DeAndre. Sir, you're not going to piss on my leg and tell me it's raining. We saw what happened. We saw it as viewers. They experienced it as people who were there. You're not going to sit here and talk about that you didn't hit him and you didn't have no animosity and you don't understand where it's coming from and you didn't do this and you didn't do that. Now, I understand you're upset about the narrative being spun that you jumped, that you set Dior up. Here's the thing. Maybe you didn't. I'll accept that. I'll accept that you didn't set Dior up. But here's what I need you to accept. I need you to accept that you were on 20 and you were ready for something to pop off. I need you to accept that forget about your green screens, because the green screens were done after the fact. Let's talk about how you acted in the moment. We're not going to sit here and pretend that in the moment you didn't do these things. You're not going to tell me I didn't see what I saw. We're not playing that game. I saw what I saw. I know what I saw. Baby Sean cleared him at the end. Sean said, what you're not going to do is play with me and play in my face like you a punk. He said, he even had a shirt that said punk faker. He said, because you playing, you pretending like that what happened. Basically what I just said, Sean has said. And Sean was like, we're not doing that. We're not going to sit here and go and pretend like what we know happened didn't happen. And if you're not ready to be honest and tell the truth, then I don't even know why we're here. I don't even know why we're having this conversation. And I feel the same way. I mean, if you're not ready to be honest and tell the truth, I don't know why we having this. Why we having this conversation? That was pretty much the end of the episode. Again, DeAndre is not. That's it. He's not filming any more green screen, so he will be in the season as we continue to move forward, but we won't have any more input from DeAndre. So it's a decision. It's a decision. I don't know if it's a good decision. I don't know if it's a decision that I would make, but it's a decision. Anyway, I will talk to y'all later. Peace.